Alright, so welcome back again sa ating channel. And today's video, so mag-solve tayo ng physics problem. Alright. Okay, so the problem is, a block slides up an inclined plane with an angle of 35 degrees from the horizontal. If the block has an initial velocity of 10 meter per second and the coefficient of friction is 0.3, okay, so the required are, okay, how far will it travel before stopping? And then the second question is, what fraction of the initial kinetic energy is transformed into potential energy? Okay. So first, let us illustrate the problem na. Okay. So doon na natin nilagay yung mga given. So meron tayo ditong inclined plane na 35 degrees. Okay. Gawa tayo guys ng plane. Pwede rin triangle na kung gusto nyo. Pero dito kahit um, ano lang line na. Ganyan. Okay. Then, meron tayong block. Okay, slides up. Okay. Ano yan? Slides up. Okay, so take note of the motion of the block. No? So, let's say ito yung ating block. Ayan. Okay. So, ito yung ating angle na 35 degrees na. So, initially, meron tayong velocity na 10 meter per second. So, pataas yan guys, ano? 10 meter per second. So, B sub O is 10 meter per second. Okay? So, walang given na weight, pero syempre, we have to, show, no? Okay, yung mga forces dito na involved. Kasi nga guys, na meron ditong binigay na coefficient of friction. Okay? So, kung may friction yan, ibig sabihin, if the block is given motion, okay, or with an initial velocity of 10 meter per second, okay, then meron tayo ditong friction, okay, sa surface na to. So, ibig sabihin, as time passes by, the velocity will decrease, no, due to friction. Ibig sabihin guys, na meron tayong deceleration. Okay? Pag meron deceleration, ibig sabihin, meron tayong unbalanced force. Okay? So, pag tingnan mo kasi yung first problem dito guys, na how far will it travel, okay, before stopping. Kung meron ka na dito initial speed or velocity, okay, ibig sabihin, ang kailangan mo na lang dito to get the distance is the acceleration. Okay? So, dun napasok guys si Newton's law, na yung Newton's second law, na okay? Yung ating law of acceleration. Okay? So, that's why we have to expose yung mga forces na involved. So, syempre, we have the weight here. Okay, yung weight natin, pabas yan. The normal force. Okay? Since paakyat tayo, the direction of the frictional force is downward na. Okay? Yung ating weight. Yung ating normal force. The frictional force. Okay? Ito guys, nasa part na to sa may weight, kailangan kabisado nyo na dyan yung components niya along and normal to the incline. Okay? So, ito yan. Iba natin kulay. Meron tayo dyan pababa na component. Okay? Pababa. And then yung normal sa plane. Okay? So, yung ating along the incline, kung ito ay 35 degrees, so ito rin guys, no? 35 degrees yan. Okay? Ayan. So, pag-ibig guys yung angle along the horizontal, okay? I mean, from the horizontal, pwede mo na makuha yung weight along the incline and then the normal to the incline. Yung along the inclined plane is W, okay, sine of theta or 35 degrees. Tapos yung ating naman, yung ating normal component is W cosine of theta or 35 degrees. Okay? So, yung motion natin guys, pataas So, maglagay tayo dito ng direction. Okay? Kasi, kailangan natin yan when we do the summation of forces, especially for using Newton's second law of motion, yung law of acceleration. So, meron tayo dyan acceleration. Okay, so let's say, up the incline is positive, okay, x, and then enormous incline now, okay, in that direction is also positive y. Okay, let's start by taking the summation of forces in the y direction. Okay, so summation ng force in the y direction. So yung papunta doon, yung naka-incline pataas, yun yung ating positive na. Okay, so ang positive dyan si normal force minus yung yung weight along the incline. Perpendicular sa incline, which is W ay cosine of 35 degrees. Okay, equal to 0. Ibig sabihin, yung ating normal force ay weight cosine 35 degrees. Okay, and what is weight in terms ng mass? Okay, that is the product of M and G. Okay, cosine of 35 degrees. So, pag nakuha mo na yung normal force, pwede mo na rin kunin yung frictional force yung ating F. Okay, since meron tayong relationship between F, coefficient of friction, and then normal force. Okay, meron tayong F is equal to mu times N. So, it follows that yung ating frictional force ay equal to mu, and then yung ating N, which is mg, ay cosine of 35 degrees. Okay? Next, okay, doon naman tayo sa summation ng force na along x. Okay? So, sa x direction, dyan natin ipasok si Newton's law. Okay? So, by Newton's second law of motion, okay, shortcut natin. Ayan, kailangan dyan na yung summation ng forces natin along x. Yan mismo yung ating net force, okay, or yung unbalanced force, okay, which is equal to the product of the mass and acceleration. Okay? So, as you can see here, ang meron lang forces, okay, which is along the incline, is yung weight along the incline and then frictional force. Okay? Both are opposite in the direction. So, ibig sabihin, obviously, no, meron tayong andito na deceleration. Okay? Ayan. So, unahin ko yung F na. So, minus F minus yung W sine of 35 degrees. Okay? Equal to mass acceleration. Okay? Now, what is F? So, meron tayong nasa taas na yung mu mg cosine of 35 degrees minus, okay, again, yung weight natin is mg, okay, sine 35 degrees equal to mass acceleration. So, cancel dito yung m. Ayan. Okay. Tapos, yung negative g, i-factor out natin. Okay. And then, flip the side. So, yung a natin dito, guys, ay equal to negative g quantity, okay, mu cosine 35 degrees plus, okay, sine 35 degrees. Okay? So, pwede natin ma-solve na yung acceleration. Okay? So, obviously, guys, dito yung ating A is negative na. Okay? So, syempre, itong nasa side na yan, positive na yan. Kaya, okay, we are sure na merong deceleration dito. Okay? So, substitute the values of mu, which is 0.3. And then, yung ating G, okay, let's say, hindi binigay na. So, we can use 9.81. So, dito sa ating problem, we can use 9.8 or 9.81, no? Okay? Depende kung may choices, no? So, na tayo mag-adjust. O kaya mayroong instruction na you have to use this value of G. Okay? Ayan. 9.81 meter per second square. Pero ako pag mag-solve ako ng walang value of G, so I always use 9.81. Okay, so therefore, yung A natin is equal to negative 9.81, okay, meter per second squared. Quantity 0.3, and then cosine of 35 degrees, okay, plus sine of 35 degrees. Okay? You will get a value na approximately equal to negative 8.04 okay, meter per second squared. Okay? So, since nakuha na natin acceleration guys, pwede nating masolve yung yung distance traveled by the blank before it stops. Okay? Kaya ba tayo dito na? Okay? Now, think of an equation that involves the final and initial velocities, acceleration, and distance or displacement. Okay? So, from kinematics, okay, meron tayong equation na ganito na. Yung final speed is velocity squared na minus initial equal to 2a d. Okay? Pwedeng d, pwedeng s, pwedeng x na. Kayong bahala na. Wala nang problema doon na. Okay? Basta alam nyo yung kung para saan yung variable na yon. Okay? Ayan. So, since mag-i-stop tayo, ibig sabihin, yung ating final velocity is 0. Okay? So, 0 squared minus yung VO natin is 10 meter per second squared equal to 2. Okay, negative 8.04 meter per second squared and then the distance. So, basic units naman tayo. So, obviously, the unit of the resulting distance is in meter. Okay? So, solving for D, ayan, meron tayong diyang 10 squared over 2 times 8.04. Okay? So, ano lang to, divide mo both sides by 2 times 8.04. So, the approximate distance na travel ng ating box before it stops is 6.22 meters. Okay? So, yan yung sagot sa ating part A. Okay? Part A na tanong, which is the distance traveled. Okay? Now, for the second part, so hinahanap yung fraction, okay, of initial kinetic energy, okay, which was transformed into potential energy. Okay, kasi ganito yan guys, no? Di ba meron tayong friction dito? Ibig sabihin, not all of the initial kinetic energy, okay, will be transformed into potential. Okay? Some will be transformed as heat, okay, due to friction. Okay? So, ito guys, ano lang to ratio na so sa part B, okay, the required is yung ratio, okay, ng yung ating magiging potential energy, okay, final, okay, to the initial kinetic energy. Okay? Okay, so meron tayong two ways para makuha guys yung final potential energy. So, balik tayo sa ating figure na. Okay? So, kunwari, andito yung ating blank. Okay, nag-stop siya. Okay? So, pwedeng kunin mo yung height dyan. Okay? And then, ayan, mag-MGH ka na lang. Okay, so this one, si ating final potential energy, pwede siyang MGH. Okay? Pwede rin ito guys na. Okay? Kasi, mas safe kasi pag yung kinukuha natin is yung work done by the gravitational force. Okay? Same lang yung guys na. Okay? Kumbaga, di ba Anto na, ito yung ating position. Okay? So, regardless ng distance na gagawin mo, pwedeng along the distance or up the incline. Okay? Or pataas tayo. Okay? Yung displacement natin guys, parehas lang naman eh, na. Okay? Baga kahit anong path mo dyan, basta yung displacement mo, parehas lang. Okay? The potential energy is the same lang naman. So, pag ako mag-solve ng ganitong problem, I use the yung weight along the incline kasi mas madali siyang gamitin. Okay? So, okay? Yung weight along the incline which is weight sine 35 degrees and then di ba ito yung magiging force mo, okay, times the distance, okay, kumbaga ito yung usual na formula na force times distance, so work done by gravitational force. So yan na rin mismo yung mo potential energy. Alright. So, over. Okay. Since wala naman tayong ano no, final, yung initial natin is 1 half, okay, m b sub o squared. Okay. So, palitan natin guys yung double dyan. Magiging mg, okay, sine 35 squared times, ay, squared sa akin, 35 degrees times d na over, okay, 1 half m b sub o squared. So, cancel dito guys yung ating mass. Okay? Basta guys, na pag walang given na mass, ibig sabihin niya sa problem, lagi siyang makakancel na. Okay? So, ang natira is g sine 35 degrees, okay, times the distance over to na b sub o squared over 2. Okay? So, lagay natin everything na in this expression. Okay, yung g natin is 9.81. Okay, meter per second squared. So, lahat naman naka-basic units or SI units na. So, ibig sabihin, you don't have to include the units na. Magka-cancel na naman yan. And ratio, so wala siyang unit na. Okay? Kasi yung units ng P and KE, kung both tayo naka-SI yung mga variable dyan, so magka-cancel lang na. Yung parehas na units of energy na joule. Okay, so sine 35 degrees. Okay, times yung distance natin, 6.22 over initial velocity 10 squared over 2. Okay? So, therefore, the ratio or yung okay, ano ba yung tanong doon? Okay, yung fraction o yung ratio na. Okay? So, yung part ng initial kinetic energy. Okay? So, pag sunod mo to, ang lalabas dyan is 0.7. Okay? Check ko nga. 9.81 plus at yung sine 35 na 6.22 over 10 squared over 2. Okay, so 0.69999 approximately 0.7 or pwede mo rin sabihin guys na 70%. So, ibig sabihin 70% of the initial kinetic energy is transformed into potential energy. Okay, o pwede rin sabihin 30%, okay, ng initial naman is transformed into friction. Okay, I mean heat, di ba? Yung nawala. Actually, hindi mo siya nawala, no? Okay, kasi nga sa first law ng, I mean, sa law of conservation of energy, no? Okay, di naman pwedeng mawala or ma-destroy, no? It is just transferred or, I mean, transformed or converted into another form. Okay? So, ayun. The answer for the second part is 0.7 or 70%. Okay? Okay, so I hope meron kayong natutunan sa ating video. And if you have questions, so just comment down below. Okay. And again, see you sa ating next video. Bye-bye.